know how we do it in Yorkshire, we still get packs and put it in portions. Back then we were smashing up courses, YJ Beamers still get tortured. Course I'm still in the hood, but I might cook food, check Mike in the orchard. Drink game live, did that off a boredom. Thirsty, go to the barman, saw him. You know how we do it in Leeds, still chasing goals and dreams and peace. Lynch, but my dogs still get off beans. Drunk in a cup like we don't need sleep. I don't cheat and sleep, seats for the week. Have you done 20 bar in a week? 20 bar from the street, I'm knee deep, it's me and Big Mike on the beat.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Mr. C on the mic, and you're here on the Gooner Conspiracist. Now, at first, I was going to call this the Gooner Conspiracist, but I decided, nah, I'm a Gooner Conspiracist because there's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of us that's been shut down, and I've been doing a lot of arguing over the years. And you know what I thought? I've just thought, you know what? I need to make a channel, man, because I'm sick of repeating myself, and maybe if I can get things on here, I don't have to repeat myself, and I can refer some people, like loads of people, to just listen to this, and I've just said it once and it's out of the way, and I can say shit off, get shit off my chest with my blood clot chest, and just get it out of the way. Please, first of all, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. The more subscribers, the more we can all reflect together, whether it's Gooner supporters, whether it's Tottenham supporters, whether it's Man U, whether it's Leeds supporters. By the way, I'm from Leeds. You know, I'm a Leeds man that has supported Arsenal my whole life. It's gone down just one generation. My dad's an Arsenal supporter. He's born and bred in Leeds as well. He can tell you his own reasons. I might expose his reasons why he supports Arsenal. I might not. But the fact is, we're Arsenal supporters, not Glory supporters, Arsenal supporters, because we supported Arsenal. You know, I supported it because of my family. He supported it because people like Ian Wright, at the time when Arsenal, you know, was giving black players a chance, you know, in the masses, not just, you know, 1 in a million, you know, one at a time and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. And as I said, I've got a lot of banter. I'm a Gooner Conspiracist, but this is all banter. This is nothing that serious. I mean, there's a lot of truth behind the banter. Can't lie. And from man like Terry Flewers, who I've been listening to for the past year, like, boy, he really opened my eyes, man. He really made me think. He really made me appreciate. He made me look at Man U supporters in a different light, because he was a Man U supporter that defended the agenda against Arsenal, where all my life I'm used to the Man U supporters supporting the agenda, jumping on the bandwagon. You don't want it and meaning it. You don't want a Premier League season since only the Invincibles, all of that, all the same stuff that you still hear up to this day is what I heard from. And when I've come on and listened to this guy passionately express the injustices that Arsenal have received, not day in, day out, but on a regular basis compared to others. Now, he might have just jumped on my algorithm because I'm an Arsenal supporter. He could be doing this about every other team for all I know. He could be doing it about Chelsea, about Liverpool. He could be doing it about frigging Brighton and Brentford for all I know. But the clips and the sections of his recordings about Arsenal come on my algorithm, and I listen to him intently. You know, he's also got me onto Henry, Charles Watts, all these people. They're all London, I think. They're all south. Well, I'm north here, and I'm speaking from a north perspective. Leeds, I would say Leeds is my second team, but we don't have second teams out here. Leeds is my second team only because it's my home team. I do want them to do well, but never I want them to do better than Arsenal. Now, as an Arsenal supporter, as I said, I've had banter. You know, I've had conspiracists. I've had conspiracies relayed to me by my father, and it's a conspiracy because there's no truth behind it. But the way my father has explained it to me, it's been something that stuck in my head. Now, on another video, I'm probably going to come back with some footage And we've all got footage of when your team has been wrongly done by the referee. You know, this is way before VAR. The thing that makes this such a highlight is it was, and Terry Flewers might remember this, you know, all the hardcore Man U fans will remember this. It was the match after our invincible season. We've gone the whole season invincible. 2004, I think it was September or October. It wasn't the first match back in the season. We got back into the swing of things and continued winning. But quite early, we played Man United. And it was a shit show of refereeing. Now, I remember it, and I remember it mainly because of how animated and how angry my dad was at the TV now. He's an older man now. He doesn't have that sort of energy and passion. No, he's got the passion, but the emotion for the game when things don't go our way. He still says his little comments are typical, you know. What did we really expect? It's Man U. I mean, things like that, but he wouldn't be shouting at the TV. He wouldn't be having to get his words out to express his displeasure at the injustices that we've received and we continuously receive. Never mind what's the opposite word of injustice. I don't know. I'm not the best. I'm not the best at literacy. I wasn't the best at English. English was the worst subject out of my 3. But the opposite of injustices that would happen to Man U as well. Now, the Rooney dive that happened in the Man U win. I think Man U scored a last-minute goal after that Rooney dive. Pivotal, you know, blatant dive. Blatant when you look back at it over and over again, years later. Blatant. At the time, you can understand it may have not been blatant. However, the conspiracies will go on. And the reason why the conspiracies will go on is because continuously at that time, it just... And Terry might not like me for this because, you know, we don't want to, as he says, kill the game. But sometimes it needs to be said. And sometimes you have to look past that it's a refereeing mistake when it's the consistency against one team. Kind of like the example with Mike Oliver. You know, with Michael Oliver, you know, never given Man City a red card in more than 50 games that he has officiated for them. Yet he's given Arsenal red cards in 12% of the games that he's officiated, and he's officiated less games for us, and you know, and we can go back and look at footage of, you know, but that's long. As I said, we'll do that on another time. This is just me introducing myself and letting you know that man's here to stay because I'm a gooner conspiracist and I've got a conspiracy. Let's see what we've got next here. One sec. Boom. Switch this over.
60-point deduction would be logical in their 115 charges, the trial that continues to create debate and confusion really across the footballing world. We're looking at the title race with Arsenal and Man City. What has Gary Neville said about it on the overlap today? Mark Goldbridge with a big claim regarding Morgan Rogers and the big financial problems at Aston Villa. Plus, and this is the big one really. Do
Sorry.
referees fear Mikel Arteta? Are they intimidated by Mikel Arteta? Is he the bad guy? And Man United fans, be very careful before you react to this, before we show you the clips.
Listen, I'm going to answer that right now. Ain't no referee fearful of any Arsenal manager. Not one. We don't have shit on any referee. We ain't got no power. We ain't got the finances. We don't cheat. I don't know what kind of agenda is going against this, against Arsenal. I don't know. It's left, right, centre. There's always an agenda. There's always an agenda. As you've seen, there was a picture up there of the what's it called? Of the charges. And if there's one thing I gotta say about these damn charges, yeah, oh my gosh. So Man City is facing 115 charges from the Premier League, accused of breaching financial rules between 2009 and 2018. The charges include inflating sponsorship income and failing to cooperate with the investigation. The hearing ended in late 2024 and a verdict is expected soon, with potential mass penalties like a 60-point deduction. Now, at first, when I first heard this, I thought, yo, listen, we can do with this, you know, we can do with this. Yeah, man, I don't mind that. Deal with them, man. They've been doing what, since when, since how? Since then. That's how they've just come all the way up from nothing with bare money and rah. Even though financial fair play has existed, these lot have still come up. Oh, it's making sense now. They're manipulating the system. They're doing what big corporations do with tax when it comes to April. Okay, I get it now. It's making sense. It's making sense. But then I thought, nah, man, because there's always an agenda against us. There's always that. I got a conspiracy. There's always an agenda against us. Let me look at you lot, because the agenda against us isn't nice. And as an Arsenal supporter, I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I'm sick and tired of it. So what I want here, I think it's going to happen anyway, because it's taken so long already. And if Man City are anywhere near up our arse still come the end of the season, they're appealing to they're dragging this out so they could at least win the league. They're dragging this out so they can at least win the league. But you know what I want? If they are found guilty, they need to be stripped of past leagues. Especially if the punishment ain't going to be big enough to last more than 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Like, because that's how long they've been benefiting from it. 2009. What you mean 15 years? 17 years, yeah, that's how long they've been benefiting from it. So what I want, I'm sure a lot of gooners would want it as well, just to shut people up. it'll kind of backfire a lot of the things that people have said. Yeah, when last you won the league, you won it 23 years ago. Well, if they're found guilty, I think they should be stripped from the leagues they've won in between. And whoever came second gets it. So, you know, that means 2 years ago, we'd have a Premier League title. You get me? Because they've been benefiting from it. They've been getting all this money and they're going to get a little fine and then 60-point deduction that's carried over, 6 years? So they start off 10 points behind or something. Like, how are they going to do this? Like, so everything they've won due to cheating, they get to keep. They get to keep all them trophies in the cabinet. Now, before all of this, I actually didn't mind Man City. I'm not even going to lie. Before Man City became a force to be reckoned with, the few times I've seen them play when, you know, Sean Wright Phillips was there, you know, Milner, when Milner played there, like Milner was a long-standing player there before. You know, before he went to Liverpool, I think he went to Liverpool. Am I wrong or am I right? Talking rubbish. I might cut this off. I might not. I say good evening, but it's quite late in the night. You know, I've been trying to get this thing working, man. This whole thing, I've been getting used to this. I've never done this before. So yeah, going back to it, I've been thinking, you know what? I ain't even mind Man City, but now I don't like them. There was very humble. As far as I knew, I knew a couple Man City supporters. I know one Man City supporter that was a Man City supporter. Like, I got to give it to him. He was a Man City. He's from Huddersfield. Yeah. J. Dot. He was a Man City supporter before Man City became anything. Before Man City became anything, he was a Man City supporter. Don't know how, don't know why he supported Man City over Man U when Man U was the thing, you know. Thought it would have been a glorious one. He supported Man City. Only he will come on here and give you his history of why he supports Man City. But I got to listen to this guy talk a whole lot of shit now, you know. I got to listen to him make up narratives. I got to listen to him make up statistics about Arsenal's spent just as much as Man City and yeah. From what you've recorded, maybe. Yeah, from what you recorded. Yeah. We haven't spent nowhere near you, blood. Huh? Yeah, here, man. Anyway, we'll leave that for another one. These charges, yeah, I don't want Man City to get deducted. I don't want them. I don't want them to get deducted this season. I want us to take it, because if it gets deducted, it's going to take away from our winning. It's going to give every other narrative carrying fan, which is Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U, and Man City, and even damn Tottenham. Tottenham's not even that bad. In fact, the Tottenham people, they got their own worries. They ain't got time to be doing no agendas against us and around, and not agendas, but carrying on a narrative and stuff. They ain't got time. They got their own shit to deal with. So I'm not even that bothered about Tottenham, and to be honest, I never have been. Tottenham's been easy pickings most of the time. You know what I mean? So I don't even want them to get relegated neither, man. It's a guaranteed 6 points. That's not going to be in the league anymore. So please stay up, Tottenham. Please stay up. But yeah, going back to it, like, I want Man City. I want Man City to hold what they're doing now, which they will, because they said verdict at the end of in 2026, but most likely it's going to be the end of 2026, and even if the verdict happens next month, like, you know, Man City, if Man City don't lose 3 games in a row, if Man City don't lose 4 games in a row, and they think, oh yeah, we're out of the title, they're dragging that because they're going to believe that if they win the title and they get sentenced next year or the year after or next season, let's say, that they'll be able to keep that title. And if they do, then they do. But as I said earlier, I'm calling to get that taken off. I'm calling that to be one of the punishments. And then, well, I'm calling. Take it off them. Take it off them. No, you didn't win shit. You didn't win poo. I'm gonna not swear. I'm gonna try my hardest not to swear on here, no matter how passionate I get, because, you know, I want to try to be kid friendly. You know what I mean? I want as many people to hear my conspiracies as much as they can. But yeah, man, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you've got any questions, you know, any conspiracies, you know, any grievances, then feel free to share it in here. Right now, yeah, Gooner Conspiracist, Mr. C, I'm out.
You wanna know how we do it in Yorkshire? We still get packs and put it in portions. Back then we were smashing up courses. YJ Beamers still get tortured. Of course I'm still in the hood, but I might cook food, check Mike in the orchard.